Hey guys, what's up? So it's a Saturday. Once again, welcome to an episode of The Breakfast Club. And yes, I know I haven't done one in a while, quite some time, and I know I look like hell right now. The two things are related. Work has been quite, well, strenuous, and I literally am just coming back from it. So I'm going to go home, have a quick breakfast, and then go to sleep. But I really need to get a video out. It's been a while and I need to get back to my responsibilities, so I thought I'd get right into it. Some of you guys may know, maybe, though most likely you don't, I like playing video games. Been playing video games for quite some time, in fact. And while I'm not as quote-unquote hardcore as some others, I mean, it's not like it's my life or anything, I do try to keep up with the news, the latest news and latest developments and things like that. And one of the things that's been going on right now, one of the major outrages going on these days among people who play video games and gamers, as they call themselves, is the recent, new twist on something called microtransactions. Basically, just a fancy term for having to buy extra stuff for your game. Like let's say you bought a game for $60 and, some type of multiplayer first person shooter, I guess. The company that sold you the game, even though they already got already got your $60, which these days is not exactly easy to come by, they want to sell you some more stuff on top of that. So, hey, here's some fancy new skins, like, some fancy new designs for the gun that you have. Doesn't necessarily change anything, major about it, other than that it makes it look prettier. Spend an extra $2, you can get that extra skin on there. Or sometimes if they're really crass, they'll actually will have some extra stats to make the gun better. You got to pay money for it. Or here's some new armor for your character, or some new looks for your character, new cosmetic stuff to make him or her look cooler. But you got to spend the extra dough for it. Things like that. They call those microtransactions. And lately they've been coming up with something called loot boxes, where you spend your money and you end up getting a digital package, which may or may not have the things you want in there. It'll have a bunch of stuff in there. What that stuff could be, who knows? Maybe it could have that item that you want. Maybe you could just have some dumb freaking sticker or something that you can spray paint on a digital wall. You won't know until you spend the money. So it's pretty much gambling. It's like putting your money in the slot machine and hoping that you get, the triple cherries or triple apples or whatever. Now, this video is not going to be a rant on the nature of, video games, the big business end of video games, the video game industry, and how bad microtransactions in these loot boxes are. I mean, if you want a video on that, you can easily find them on YouTube. They're all over these days. Everyone's complaining about it. That's not what I'm actually touching on. Rather, what I find interesting is just how popular exploitation has gotten when it comes to business. And other things too, and I'll touch on that in a bit. But it's kind of interesting to me how these days, when it comes to trying to justify making a lot of money, basically making sure that your company makes a profit, exploiting your consumer base is no longer seen as something immoral, at least when it comes to those who have the deep pockets. Hell, exploiting your consumer base is pretty much the name of the game. And it's been the name of the game for a very long time. I mean, yeah, when it comes to the video game industry, we can see some really crass examples. But you look at business, period, and you find all types of things that is all about just exploiting the consumer base. It's not about offering them a service or a product that they would actually want and they're willing to give you the money for it. No, it's about trying to find out just how much more money can you squeeze out of these people. How much more can you trick them into giving you their money? It's not about, I got this really cool thing and I put it out in the market and they're really going to want it. And I mean, it's something that they've always wanted. They're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this. Here's my money. Nah, it's not about them paying you the money and being appreciative of it. It's more like, what can I do to compel them into giving me that money? What can I do to trick them into giving me that money and then give me more money even after I've given them the thing that I said I was going to give them? Like, there's more I can attach to it. I mean, we've been seeing kind of a buildup on this. Here's the product, but here are the accessories. They cost extra. You want the accessories, right? Or like, here's this one thing, but there's this other thing that you want, but it's limited edition. And you know once it's gone, and you don't want to miss out, do you? All these little things to trick you, to compel you to spending that extra bit of cash that you really don't need to spend. Tricking you, cajoling you into spending that money. Instead of, just simply offering something that you want that you'd be willing to spend the money on. And then, both parties end up walking away happy. One person's got the money, the other person's got the product that they wanted. It can't just end there. Marketing, and I'm sure people got a whole lot to say about that, these days seems to be all about how to just find loopholes in the way people function to get them to, give them what they want, which is money. You got ads which tell you anything but what you really want to know about the product. It's more about how the product makes you feel, how it makes you look, how you really need to get your hands on it. And they do all these psychological tricks in order to, again, trick you into giving up the dough. And what's really interesting is also how marketing actually does studies on the human mind to find out how to get people to do what they want. Like, they will actually do studies that, like, what are the weaknesses of the mind? What works? What doesn't work? What makes one person act a certain way and what doesn't? I'm not making this stuff up. You can look this up if you want. Like, how, they've done studies on, how desire works, how to shut down the logical parts of the brain and how to get the parts that just simply want things, the emotional part of the brain, how to hook into that so they feel compelled to, fork over the cash. So it's just all these different ways of trying to get people just to trick them, cajole them, force them into getting what they want instead of just offering something that they'd want. I'm just finding it interesting just how much more brazen this has gotten. And you can see, of course, in the video game industry, you can see major examples of this, and it's only been getting worse. But I don't just find that interesting. I'm also finding it interesting how this is pervaded into other aspects of life. It's not just business. It's easy to just point the finger at big business. It's an easy target to pick. But we see it elsewhere. I'm not going to go through every single last example, but to give you some more popular ones. I'm pretty sure when you go to a supermarket and you see all those different magazines there, there's all this stuff about how to get a date, get a man, and all the tricks that you can do to get them hooked into you. Instead of, just simply being somebody that somebody else would be interested in being with. Just, you yourself being the type of person that somebody else would actually want to spend time with. No, it's always about this secret, this loophole, this way of hooking them into it. It ain't just women's magazines. Guys got versions of that too. Here are the secrets that will make a woman instantly fall in love with you. Do this and they're hooked into you forever. These are the secrets of a woman's mind, the loopholes in their mind to make them act a certain way. Here's the lines, here are the physical cues, here the body language, all these different things in order to trick them into giving you what you want instead of, offering something that they would actually want. So it's not just big business. We're seeing this in relationships. We're seeing examples of exploiting people, jobs, economy, politics, all these different things of tricking people into giving what they want instead of offering them something that they probably, not just want, but maybe even need. It's interesting that exploitation is the name of the game in so many aspects of our lives. And yet we hate it. We hate being exploited. There's major upheavals on the internet right now, social movements, antisocial this, all about how this one group is exploiting me for this and this group is exploiting me for that. Hate doing it. Yet it goes on, and we may even be participating in it. Maybe not. But it is something that I've noticed is crept up in so many different aspects of our lives. Sometimes it's easy to see. It's in big business. Other times, not so much. But that just could be me. It's something that I've noticed, but who knows? Maybe I'm seeing things that aren't there, but it seems to be pretty pervasive to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is supposed to be a discussion after all. Just, something else you guys will think about, I guess. Hope you find it interesting. And I'll catch you guys later.